Okay, this next one is an unexpected video. Two characters, one I really dislike and one I probably am going to dislike. So let's listen to what they have to say.
And a lot of the things that you said that you've been called out on, specifically in regards to like women driving, as a matter of fact, are just generally untrue. There's no empirical evidence to back up those claims, which is why you resort to anecdotes quite frequently and say things like, oh, well, it's just common sense, right? But it's not technically common sense. It's just your personal opinion.
Completely. It's my personal opinion based on my personal biases of my life experience. Now, when I say these, exactly. And when I say these things, X amount of people agree with me and X amount of people disagree with me. That's fine. And that's the same of nearly any statement in the world. Okay, I can say the world is round and there'll be a percentage of people who disagree with me. That's totally and utterly fine. I come on here and talk about my own personal experiences, and my experiences, men are better drivers than women. That's fine. You can derive your truth from an internet study on a bunch of different things. The truth of life is the truth that you experience as an individual. That is the only truth that we all live within. You live within your truths, I live within my truths, because these are the truths I've experienced as an individual.
That doesn't make your opinion equally as valid. That's akin to saying, oh, well, my opinion is that the sky's orange. And some people agree with it, some people, that's not the way it works. In fact, don't these red pill guys say something very peculiar whenever women bring up their anecdotes? Don't they say something like, facts don't care about your feelings?
I wouldn't know.
Fuck your feelings?
Oh, yeah, they say that.
Yeah. Sounds familiar, right?
Yeah.
Well, we don't care what you've been through. There are facts in the world.
Yeah.
Ain't that something they say?
That's something
they always
they say.
claim that women are illogical, incapable of looking at the stats of the situation and relying on their personal anecdotal stories.
Y'all could deliberate that as much as you want. At the end of the day, just because you show me a paper that says, oh, supposedly, statistically, you know, this is, no, that's bullshit.
No, but no, hold on. Do you know what the definition of a fact is? A fact is something that can be independently verified through other means. You cannot agree to disagree when a fact is stated. It is a fact, and what your interpretation and appreciation of it is different, but you cannot disagree with a fact. Hold on.
The sky is blue. You can't sit there and be like, I disagree. It's green. You sound
the sky always
stupid.
blue?
It is blue. Oh, now you're just here to argue. Well, that's your opinion, or I disagree. What? You just sound stupid. The world operates the way it does. Fuck your feelings.
In my experiences, men are better drivers than women. I'm not saying there's no good female drivers. I'm not saying a female can't.
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There is a truth, and then there is your own personal experiences backed by anecdotes, right? Or your own personal opinion backed by anecdotes from your own personal experiences. Now, your own personal experiences are oftentimes going to be incorrect and not close to the reality. That's why there's an entire field of statistical analysis. That's why we do empirical. That's why we rely on empirical evidence when we're making decisions. Why? Because we all carry a bunch of personal biases. And when we analyze situations, we do not have enough scope to grasp the entirety of the situation. We cannot comprehend it with our human brains.
Bro, listen,
which is why when it comes to women driving, it's a funny point. Because the truth is different. The truth is the exact opposite.
No, listen. First things first. There's lies, there's damn lies, and there's statistics. I'm sure you've heard that from Mark Twain. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you're deriving.
You can massage numbers, but
you're deriving your truth from an internet. The fact that you're going on the internet, finding some study and saying that this is the truth, especially after the age of COVID and all the fucking truth we were told with that garbage, you want to sit here and say, oh, the internet said X. I'm sure the internet did. I'm talking about my personal experiences, and some people agree with me and some people do not. That is perfectly fine. Don't give a fuck if people agree with me or otherwise. People are listening to me and they're either agreeing with me or not.
I know, but you're still wrong, and that's the problem.
I disagree with you.
Do you want to be right, or do you want to keep speaking into a hug box where people agree with you, and then, you know, well, if you just completely devalue empirical evidence, actuarial sciences, the entirety of the insurance industry that relies on making these sorts of calculations to ensure that these quotes are as profitable as possible, which ends up charging men higher rates than women, as a statistical likelihood that men are more dangerous drivers than women across the board and get into more car accidents across the board. If you're going to look at all of that and say it doesn't matter because that does not correspond to my own personal experiences, then you're silly. You're being silly. You're being a silly person.
He's not wrong. I mean, the car insurance industry have every vested interest in making sure these statistics are accurate so they can charge people accordingly and maximize their profit. Do you honestly think these companies are cooking up these studies to be inaccurate so that they can shove themselves and shoot themselves in the foot? What are you smoking? Of course. So on this point, Hassan's absolutely correct, and I have no problem saying that despite how I feel about it. He's right. But if it does correspond with how I feel, I don't care about the study. I don't care about the facts. It's interesting how, you remember what we said before? that a lot of these feminists and a lot of these red pill dudes start sounding the same after some time?
Yep, the two extremes.
Yeah.
The two extremes are very close to.
Yep.
The two extremes are very close to each other.
I mean,
you motherfuckers are on the same side.
And to his credit, Hassan at the beginning said you guys are two sides of the same coin, and I don't disagree with him.
No.
Because remember when Myra was out there screaming,
Yeah.
I'm better than you niggas, all that shit? Isn't that the same kind of thing that the SJWs do when they see somebody and they start screaming at Jordan Peterson? Ah!
And whenever white men do that, it's like, oh yeah, he's doing that toxic, but you're doing the same thing.
Same thing.
Whenever a woman does some shit like that, generalizing, you want to call and put her in a box, but you're doing the same thing.
My perfume got discontinued. You know what that means? Yeah, that perfume that I spent so much time searching for the right fragrance is unavailable. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to a store, spend $130, $200, $250 on a perfume to try a perfume? Absolutely not. It's not what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on this link below and click on it because it's gonna direct me to Scentbird. I wanna find another fragrance and I asked them to send me some fragrances. Today we have Mercedes-Benz, we have a book commodity, and Atlas. You just twist it and you spray it. And the only thing is, there's a lot of perfume in there. I could do this all day, all night long. Smells really good. That's my, oh boy, it smells good. You can either have a subscription monthly and they send you all the scent that you choose. You can stop whenever you want. And guess what? On your first month, you're gonna get 55% off your first month of subscription by clicking on the link below and using the promo code AP55. AP55 for 55% off. Thanks, Scentbird, and thank you very much for sponsoring this wonderful video.
In my personal experiences, all of the car crashes I've been involved in, all the times my car was hit, and all the negative experience I've had on the road, women were at fault. That is, now you can sit here and say the insurance claims say that. I never said the insurance claims don't say that. I'm saying that I am not comfortable with women driving because of my personal experience. Those are my personal experiences. You can drag up all the empirical evidence in the world you want to try and drag up.
No, that's not the way it works. That's not the way it works. That's akin to some woman saying, because 3 men have attacked me, all men are violent. That's nonsense. It's the same logic.
That's the truth, but
it doesn't mean it is the truth. We have to be able to take ourselves out of our own experience to look at things holistically, to understand that our experience does not define the experience for everyone, especially when we're coming out here and saying, men are like this, women are like this. If you're just using your own subjective experience to make all those statements true, then of course at some point we're going to look at you like you're crazy because it's like you have your own biases. If you grow up in the hood and you only around hood rats, you're like, well, every woman's a hood rat. No, just the women you encounter. If you grow up in a posh area and every woman is snobby, that doesn't mean that every woman is snobby, just your experienced life. There's a difference between saying, oh, women in my neighborhood are snobby and saying women in general snobby. The same could be said for black people or white folks. Or that's how we come with these sweeping statements based off of nothing but our own personal biases. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, you're a girl that says all men are garbage. That's you. That's you. All men are trapped. That's you. That's you. Because in their experience, when a girl says that, you want to hold her accountable. Nah, it's the people that you choose. Okay, that's you. You the same motherfucker. Same. But whatever.
Let's keep playing.
Certain things happen to you over and over and over and over and over again. You've come on here deciding you really want to stick up for the chicks and maybe, one of them will drive over to your house. It's cool. We've got better things to talk about.
I look, let's be real. I don't think I need to be a male feminist to be able to attract women, okay? However, having said that, that was a funny implication.
All right, Lily, you go there.
Bro, you think I gotta suck on these hoes?
Hey, you think I get no pussy? I guess.
Hey man, did you not know? I used to make pickup videos. Have you seen that shit? Where he's making all kind of anti-trans jokes and all that shit? He said college was a good time for me. I was picking up bitches on Miami Strip.
We will never be able to arrive at a meaningful solution or a resolution to this conversation if we're both operating on personal anecdotes and hypotheticals. That is not how you can conduct an appropriate debate.
Good. So now you're saying the thing I just said. I have my own biases, my personal experiences, and I say them. Some people disagree and some people agree, and I don't care.
All right. Hey, okay. Hey, cut this shit off.
It's important. You want to know why it's important?
Hey.
Do you want to know why this is important?
Why is it important?
Because every single time these red pill dudes pretend that they operate on the truth, being outside of the matrix, being the logical and the consistent ones, you come to find out when pressed a little bit, they are oftentimes just as fragile and just as ego driven as the women that they claim to hate and want to take down. These so-called superior beings, as they like to put themselves as, are operating on the same mode of operation as the inferior beings, quote unquote, that they don't like. So I just think that's what's interesting to me. How can you coach someone if you aren't willing, if you're saying, I'm going to trust my ears and my eyes, right? How do you coach someone out of listening to their own ear and their own eyes and how they view the world? Meaning, let's say there's a virgin dude who says all women are whores. Well, you're telling him to come outside of their own personal biases, to get outside of their own experience, to learn something different.
Because to him, you're right and they're wrong. So it's not about everybody coming out of he's not just a superior human being to a woman. He's a superior human being to the people that he teach. And I'm just going to teach you to be a little bit closer to my level.
Which is interesting because you say everyone has their own truth, but it's like, you don't believe that. You don't believe that everyone's truths are equal because you go on Twitch to try to change people's minds and realize that their truth is wrong, that their paradigm is wrong, right? You call yourself quote unquote Morpheus and you're going to be, so that means that you think that your paradigm and your biases are correct. You get what I'm saying? So that's when you realize how flimsy a lot of this shit is.
And you think
I'm not asking you to ignore your own personal experiences. I'm simply asking you to look at the data.
So let's change the subject because you just proven the point.
Okay, Andrew, do you believe? Well, you didn't really prove anything, but it's cool. Do you believe the Earth is flat, or do you believe the Earth is spherical, round?
2 years.
Aldi has his headphones on.
Oh, he took his headphones off?
He gets very stressed sometimes, and
Yeah, it's cool. It's important. Sometimes you can't take the heat. Sometimes you can't take the heat, so you gotta get out of the kitchen a little bit. Andrew, do you believe the Earth is flat or round, spherical, globe?
Round.
Do you believe it's round, right? But when you walk outside, it feels like it's flat.
Brother, and I
it looks flat, it feels flat, but you believe it's round. Why do you believe the Earth is round?
Because I have personal experience that would prove to me that the Earth is round.
Oh, you have personal experience. What happened? Did you go up to the fucking moon? Is that how you figured it out?
Exactly. I flew up into space and I looked down on Earth and I saw people.
He got him. He got him.
C'est dead. That's it dead. But it lasts even longer. Up to this point, it's done.
Yes.
All right, it's done. Because he's going to resort to humor to discredit, it's done. Just move on.
Okay,
you can't talk.
I just want to see that.
We have over 100,000 students making more than they invest each month. If they didn't make more than they invest, they wouldn't sign up. One of the most successful online educational platforms in history.
Are there multiple layers?
You can learn how to make some money yourself. If you want to join and have more information, it's all on corporatate.com. You can find out yourself. If you're too cheap to pay $50, then you're broke. Nobody gives a shit what you think anyway. You've ruined the stream. Everyone wants you out of it. So either change tune and get with the program and be fun, or keep sitting here and talking sarcastic and really slowly and repeating yourself and talking about how you only believe what you see on the internet because no one really gives a fuck and it's boring. So let's move on to something fun. Let's get the tempo up.
There you go. That's it.
You got him.
No, but that's it. It's boring. It's not fun. Good. Now we know what it's about. It's not about the truth. It's not about Morpheus and the Matrix.
No.
Nothing to do with that.
No.
Let's get fun. Which is cool. I'm not mad at it.
But at least we know what it is.
We know what it is. It's all entertainment. It's all smoke and mirrors and fun. So do your thing, man. At the end of the day, that's how I took his stuff. I don't take him seriously. I don't see him as his pariah or someone I want to emulate. Maybe you do, and that's cool. But you heard it from his own mouth. We're here for fun. So, anything else you want to say?
Oh, no. I was done a long time ago.
Thanks, Sam Burden. You're going to get 55% off your first month of subscription by clicking on the link below and using the promo code AP55.